Hey, what is up, guys? I'm here with Rafal, the corporate runaway. Just a few years ago, he was working a full-time corporate job, earning a good six-figure income, but he decided to quit that job after 18 years in the rat race to start his online business, leveraging the same business model that we're working with and similar systems. And now he's with us in this system, getting great results. So I wanted to talk with Rafal, get an interview with him here to talk about what it's like quitting the 9 to 5, especially when you're working at a high up level and you're earning a lot of money, what it's like to quit that job and actually start an online business. Talk about the results that he's been able to get about over the years and just get to know him a little bit. So, hey, Rafal, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going, Lloyd? Thanks for having me here. And hey, guys, no, this is incredible. It's been a journey. Let's just say it's been a journey. Almost seven and a half years now, and I just remember like it was yesterday when I actually worked in corporate. But just tell you a little bit of my background. I actually, was raised and born in Poland. I grew up. I came to Canada when I was a little man. And I did what most parents want you to do: go to school, get a good career so you can, work and get a good pension and retire. So that's what I did. Got a good corporate. I went to management, moved up the corporate ladder. I thought I had really good company. I thought I'm going to move up, fast, making money. But one of the biggest things that was missing was the time freedom for me. And I think I had the aha moment when a lot of people realized it's like, this is not what I want to do for the rest of my life. And actually, I had a couple of different things, but one of the things that was a line in the sand moment for me was when they denied my vacation 1 year in advance that I booked for my with my family, paid for 1 week on the lake, paid for it all. I'm like, I've been with the company for 16 years. I'm gonna get it. And a month later, manager sat me down and says, Rafael, not a manager with a little bit more seniority is getting the you're gonna it's getting the same vacation that you want. You're gonna have to change yours. And I remember driving in traffic and thinking, how am I gonna tell my wife and my kids? They're all excited, ready to go, and I have to change it. I'm like, and I remember walking in, my wife was like, can they figure it out? It's a year in advance. Like, come on. And that was the moment that I'm like, I have to do something different. And I know there's so many people because now I spoke to hundreds and thousands of people that are in the same situation, because I thought that's the only way to go is, have a job, we'll go to work, pay the bills, and then just keep doing this over and over till you basically can retire. And when I did that, I started looking. And the first thing you do, how do you make money online? And all those things pop up. And that's what I started doing. But for me, I was lucky enough that I knew some people that were online, and I started observing what they're doing. And I found a mentor really fast. And I started this as a side hustle. And that was I believe it was in 2015, end of 2015, like November. And I just started learning a little bit. And I just did this as a side hustle for the first year and a half. I actually did really good because I was rewarded. Actually, this was my little surprise. That's where it's sitting here in 2017. Actually, that's when I made over six figures while I was doing this part-time on the side hustle. And I think that was my biggest change, was just having a way to learn from someone that has the results that you're looking for, to be able to actually go through and then have this. And my biggest thing is I want to travel the world. You're in Thailand right now and stuff. And then for me was just traveling and spending time with my kids. I have two boys myself. Right now they're 17 and 20. And I remember I missed out so much. So some of you guys that are working right now and you're providing for your family, and it's like sometimes you don't have time. You need to go to work. You can't spend time with the kids. I missed out on coaching my kids. I missed out birthday parties because I was called in because someone else was sick or something like that. There was always something coming up. And this has transformed my life. And what we have here right now, we'll talk about this a little bit, is with the 90% automation, everything else. So that's just a little bit of my background story, how I started with this. Took me about a year and a half. And then I was able to basically at that time resign. And I've been full-time now for over 5 years.
That's awesome. I appreciate you sharing that. And I
Yeah.
think that's something that a lot of people can relate to is like not being able to have like autonomy. Like people think they want freedom, but really you just want autonomy to be able to make decisions, right? Like if you want to go on a 1 week vacation now, I know you can just get up and go.
Yeah.
Whereas when you were working your corporate job, you had to ask a year in advance, and some other person could dictate whether you could or couldn't take your family on the lake. And I hear that from people who work full-time jobs all the time. Like, I don't have enough time off. I only have a few days or a year off. I only get a specific amount of time. And then they see people like me, or like the people I used to see when I was working a full-time job on the internet, on social media, traveling around, living this cool life and making 6 or 7 figures doing it. And I always wondered, same as you, I'm sure, like, how are these people doing it? So you did the
Oh,
same thing I did and got mentors. And then for you, it took a while because you carried on doing your full-time job. I just went full-time, basically living off of beans, and just, it was a terrible existence for about 8 months. And then I
yep.
was able to hit $10,000 a month and do it full-time. And we have people with this system, like you mentioned, that's 90% done for you, getting started and getting their first sales and results way faster than we did when we got started. And it's exciting to see because, again, there's a lot of people working these jobs, like corporate jobs. Even if you're getting good money, it's like you really do lack the freedom that most people are looking for in their lives, just because they want that security of a paycheck.
And I
Right.
think that the reason, like, because I was already at higher level, making almost 6 figures with all the benefits, everything else, it was harder for me, and I was scared. I mean, if you guys go into my personal page, the top part is literally me recording a video when I was quitting my job. And it was the most exciting and the most scariest thing I ever did, because, like, what if this doesn't work? But I'm saying everybody can start a side hustle. Everyone can get started. And then, but I think my biggest thing was when I first started is it was my mindset. I was skeptical, but I was open-minded, but I've never read books. Like right behind me, I have books everywhere now. I've never read books. And when I started hearing people, go read books, I'm like, I don't want to read books. I just want to make money. Show me how. I'll work hard. And it was the mindset, the shift of employee mindset of as an entrepreneur, you have to learn that when you work, the work that you put in, you're not going to get paid every 2 weeks. It might pay off 6 months, might pay off a year later, even longer. But like I mentioned before, when I was, talking, one thing that stuck with me when I was actually starting out was, and it was Matthew Jang that said this, was not many people are willing to put in 2 years of their life, sacrifice things, invest time and money, maybe not have the results right away, to have the rest of your life. And that thing right there, when he said that, I was like, oh my God, I can actually go in, put in the work, and 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, I don't care what it said, I can have time at home and I can be home with my family. I don't care if I made less even. But now I learned a skill. This is one of the things, when you start, you're going to learn a skill you can leverage for the rest of your life. We have free membership. What we have, we used to pay in Canada, it was like $140 a month just to get access to the system. And then everything else on top of that, you paid for coaching, you paid for all of that. Here, I love what we have set up here. And thank you, Lloyd, for just organizing all this and having and building it out, because I know I run my own academy as well. So I know how much effort and work it goes into this. But now 90% of the work is done for you. What we used to take time to learn how to build pages and marketing, like the email marketing, all that stuff, it's all done for you. And we focus on the 10% and we guide you through it.
Exactly. Yeah. It's the only 90% done for you system that I've seen for a while that's actually 90% done.
90%.
Yeah, that email
Yep.
gets done, the funnels are all built for you. We even have people on the phone who'll close sales. And like you said, all the training, all the mentorship, all the coaching is free. And then there's a business opportunity if people want to get started with, right, that they can get involved with. And it's really inexpensive compared to any other business. Like I've done interviews with people recently who used to have a brick and mortar business, and you had to invest like 40 grand plus upfront just to get the store and everything ready. That doesn't include employees. That doesn't include everything else that comes into it. Whereas with an online business, the expenses are extremely low. And like you mentioned, anybody can do it. As long as you have a couple hours a day and the willingness to learn and be mentored, you can actually make it happen. And think about it for me and for you. It took me 8 months to be able to make enough money to be like, right, this is a good thing. If I quit on month
Yep.
4 or month 5 or month 6, I never would have been able to make the money that I've made, travel around the world, retire my wife, do all the cool things I've been able to do. But all you need to do is be consistent, get somebody to mentor you and walk you through everything. Like the great thing about this system and everything, the people who are running it, everybody involved, they've been doing this for 5+ years each. So they're not just some new person who's put together a program. It's like we've done this for a long enough period of time that we can actually help people and tell people what to do every single week, every single week, every single month, every
Yep.
single day to get results. It's like, as long as you're committed and consistent and willing to put the work in, you can make this happen. I think a lot of people need to realize that, because like you're saying, coming from like an employee to becoming like your own boss, you don't have to make that jump straight away. You can do this on the side in your spare time, learning the skills, implementing it bit by bit. And it might take you 6 months, a year for you to replace your full-time income. Some people, it might take 30 or 90 days. It depends on how much you're willing to put in. But as long as you're consistent, you can do this part-time and still earn a full-time income in the process. Whether somebody wants,
So true, yeah.
whether
It's
somebody wants to
crazy
make a
though.
few extra
Yeah.
thousand or 10,000 or $20,000 a month, like, we'll show you how to do it.
And I think we have so many people winning. Like we have like hundreds, thousands of people actually over the years that quit their jobs. And there are people in our community that I remember, like I've been to that point. It's like, is this going to work? Not going to work. Like on the first 2 months, I made 5 figures part-time while I was working. And that was incredible. And then I was like, you got to invest money into yourself. So I had an opportunity to invest and to learn the online aspects of it. It's like, well, I got to spend this. Should I do it? Should I not? But there are people in our community that I know of, they were about to quit 6 months into it. They didn't have results and they stuck with it. Now they have lifetime money that they built. And that's one of the things I know Lloyd will mention that too, is just there's such an opportunity, especially if you have kids. Imagine leaving legacy money for your kids. What you build here, what I love about what we have here with the company that's been around for over almost 50 years, and now you have all of those things set up, you actually, what you build, you can pass on to your family. And
Yeah.
that's amazing. So
Yeah. And I want to mention the check behind you is for $170,000, right? For about a year and a half.
107, yeah, 176, I think, or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is
Year
while
and a
you're
half, about a
working
year and a half, yeah.
part-time on it with a full-time job, right? So I think
Yeah,
people
I got a
wrap
little
their head
glass Oscar. They
around.
surprised us. We were on the stage, and there were people like Jesse. You guys get to, if you guys are going through the training, Jesse Gardner, his check was $580,000.
Yeah.
And then we had other people that had seven figures. But the thing is, it's not about this. Like this here, I mean, this is not for you guys to see. This is for me. This is me being proud what I accomplished, because it took a lot of work. Full-time manager, okay, at a company, big company. It's like top 14 Fortune 500 company that I was with. I was in charge of like 400 employees and managers and all that stuff. And it was great, but there's so many people that are just not happy in what they're doing. And if you could have an opportunity to even make a little bit of income so you can have money for a vacation. I was living paycheck to paycheck, even though I was making pretty good money. Me and my wife were all working. If you have younger kids, you know how hard it is, not to have daycare and all the other stuff. So we worked opposite shifts. We worked opposite days off, just so that way we can, watch with the kids. My wife would work in the morning, I would work in the evening, and it was just back and forth. And for us to do that, or even save up for the house, all the things, there's so many sacrifices you have to make. But anyone has 2 to 3 hours a day. If you have time to watch Netflix, you have time to build a side hustle.
100%. And people need to realize, like, if you put in that extra 2 to 3 hours per day, like if you check your phone time, I'm almost certain that's what most people are spending on social media right
People are
now.
spending social media enough. Like they're literally just scrolling 100. If
Yeah.
you have those, like I just did a video, like literally says, if you don't want to quit your job, keep scrolling.
Yeah. If people are spending 2 to 3 hours a day, you're basically working a part-time job for these social media companies and not getting paid. You might as well leverage that time. And even if it takes you 18 months, that was an extra almost $10,000 per month that you added to your income. Obviously, that's not every month, but spread out over that year and a half. That's an extra 10 grand a month while you're doing
I
this
had
full-time job.
5-figure days when I was working, and that's I couldn't grasp. Like I would come into work and I was so happy. And then another thing started happening too is like, because I was so into driving, I listened every single thing that my mentor said, and I implemented things. And there were things that I was on lunch hour and I was watching, going to meetings, watching videos. I was doing like at the end, I was literally doing sales calls, going on the calls, like the things that we don't even have to do in this actual platform. Like what we had was like one system, another system, another system. And this is like the best version of all the systems we had. and we put it together in a way that the newest person can win even faster. And we have people that are getting results within days.
Yeah,
Days.
100%. I mean, there was new people who got involved, no tech skills, and within, I think, 2 or 3 weeks, only spending a few dollars a day on ads, by the way. Like for anyone thinking you have to spend a lot of money to make these high ticket commissions, I think they were spending $3 to $5 per day, and within a few weeks got their first high ticket commission ever online. Didn't know a single thing about running ads, didn't even really use social media, jumps in completely part-time, and they're able to make good money, like high ticket commissions. Like you made 5 figures in a single day while doing this on the side of your job.
It was mind blowing, and you come into work and stuff. But when you mention it to the people that are coming in and they're getting results, they literally went, like I hear this all the time, Rafael, all I did is I went through the training, follow step by step, which it is provided for all of you guys that are coming in here. You can get it for free. So if you guys want access to it, reach out to myself, reach out to Lloyd or anyone else that sends you this video, and they'll provide you with free access to all of it. That's the biggest thing about it. But you know what? There are so many people that we offer this to them, and guess what? They're lazy, they make every excuse, or there's a fear behind, well, I've been scammed before, something didn't work. It's free. And when it's free, sometimes people are not even willing to put in the time. They go rather watch Netflix. If you want a change, you have to do something different. If you are not happy where you are right now, and I tell this every single person, you know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So if you're really unhappy, if you live in paycheck to paycheck and you need to change, do a 180, do something, and look at the people that have the results that you are looking for, and listen to every single thing they tell you and do it. And I'm telling you, it's not if, but when you're going to be able to be successful. And I wish every single one of you guys to have the freedom that I built, the freedom that I am able to be with my family, with my kids. Today, like my son is like, let's go play basketball. Okay, let's go. Hey, can we go teach me driving? He's 17, he's getting his license. You know, my other son, he's a pilot. I was able to go fly with him. And I've been, since 12 years old, he decided he's going to be a pilot. And, you know, to become a pilot, it's a lot of money. It's like 6 figures in 1 year. And one of the biggest things was for it is like, I can go with him flying. He got his pilot license already. Now he's working as commercial. And as a parent, you want to be proud and you'll be able to provide for your kids. But if you are working, you don't have time because you have to put food on the table. So you actually have to go in and you miss out and sacrifice things from with the kids. And making memories is something you can't take back. Your time is the most valuable thing.
Yeah. I really, with a young child myself now, I really appreciate the fact that I'm able to work from home and make a really good living. Thankfully I stuck with this business and continue to do it. And I know a lot of people who are in a similar situation where like they want more time with their family, they want more, but they don't know where to go. And the cool thing, like you were saying about what we have here, is you can schedule a call, you can get on the phone with somebody for free, learn more about the business, go through the free training and see if it's a good fit for you. And if it isn't a good fit, that's cool, but you need to start some sort of online business. I think everybody knows it nowadays. You need to be making extra income on the side, and the internet's the best way to do it. There's no other place really where you can wake up to money. Sales coming in your sleep, making money every single month passively. And with the company that we're linked up with, you even get to have a rev share opportunity at some point once you have been committed for long enough and got enough sales. Like there's no opportunity out there. Like you working 18 years at this job, when you stopped working there, did you get rev share in the company or anything like that?
Let's just say when I was resigning, they say, thank you, sign here, have a good day. And I was like, I was mad. Like I was mad because I realized how much time, and don't get me wrong, like the company was great, they took care of you and everything else, but it was like, why did I come in on the days off? Why did I work like 16-hour days? Because I wanted to move up the corporate ladder, because I wanted to show off to the boss. But the higher I got, the more politics, the more drama, the more favoritism. You saw all those little things on the inside. And when you realize that you can actually have something, and like you said, there are people coming in here, you will find time to do this. You are your own boss. So if you have an hour a day, you have 2 hours a day, you have weekends, sacrifice your weekends temporarily. So then you can have more weekends throughout the whole week. And it's a blessing. I am so grateful, beyond grateful, to be able to have this opportunity. And I think it's now my obligation. That's why I'm out there and showing people. That's why I started the movement. Like I have a movement, my company is actually called Ultimate Freedom Movement. And the reason I did it is because when I was working in a corporate, I thought that's the only way. There's no other way. And now what I do is I teach them that there is another way. Start a side hustle. And eventually, when you get to the point, I remember Balaj was telling me, one of my mentors too, and he was like, if you want to quit your job, just make sure you make 3 months in a row, double what you're already making. And I was already surpassing that. I was like, but he's like, why didn't you quit yet? I'm scared, like, because you're going to have ups and downs. This is not just, going to come in and it's, press some button, going to make millions. No, it requires work, but you have everything in place for you to win. You have the training, you have the mentorship, we have weekly calls, we have extra training, you get one-on-one training. And on top of that, we are testing things in the back end for you. So if something is not working, we're investing money to make sure that it's converting. So that way, when you come in, you can test that out. So there's so many things. And we have experienced mentors that has done this for, like Lloyd, we have Jan, we have Jesse, we have all those people that done millions and millions in sales, and you get to talk to them and you get to actually be on group calls and find out exactly, hey, is this working? Is this not working? And you're going to see so many people coming in here. So if you're watching this right now, maybe on a page, there's so many other testimonials. Just check it out for yourself. Do yourself a favor. Be skeptical. Great. I love skeptical people. I used to be so skeptical, but do the research. Find out for yourself. It's not going to cost you nothing. Invest some time. Watch everything that we give you. Book a call with an advisor. An advisor is going to go over your goals. They're going to go over a specific game plan for your current situation and find out if this is going to work for you or not, and then help you get set up and get started.
Yeah. And if you are somebody who works a full-time job and you're giving 8 to 10 hours to your boss, at least give yourself an hour or two per day to yourself to build something that can actually change your life. Because most people will go to work for 8 to 10 hours a day, work really hard to put more money in their boss's pockets. Like, people need to realize your 9 to 5 is actually somebody else's passive income. You should be spending at least an hour or two per day to building up your own passive income and your own business. And we'll help you every single step of the way. Like you said, book a call. If you haven't booked your call yet, do it. If you have booked a call, great. We look forward to talking with you and helping you get everything set up and running. But just take that leap of faith. It's not going to cost you a single penny. It's going to take less than an hour of your time, and you'll see if this is for you or if this is not for you. But with that being said, Rafal, do you have anything to say before I jump off?
No, the main thing is, remember, dream big, fight for your future because no one else will, and believe in yourself too. And again, when you find something that you're passionate about, you see what I did is I started a ripple and I helped myself. But your success or my success is not just about me, it's about my family, it's about everyone around me. I just retired my dad 2 years ago.
That's
You
awesome.
know how good that felt? And for you as well too, is once you have that success, like when someone comes in, I help you and you get to help thousands of people, and that's where we're at. So thank you, Lloyd, for having me here. This has been incredible, and I can't wait for all those new success stories that were coming our way.
Yeah. Thank you for taking the time. Nice talking with you.